الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قالت الأعراب آمنا قل لم تؤمنوا ولكن قولوا أسلمنا ولما يدخل الإيمان في قلوبكم وإن تطيعوا الله ورسوله لا يلدكم من أعمالكم شيئا. صدق الله العظيم. وقال عليه الصلاة والسلام من قال لا إله إلا الله مخلصا دخل الجنة. قيل وما أخلاصها يا رسول الله؟ قال أن تحجزه عن محارم الله أو كما قال عليه الصلاة والسلام. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. Dear elders and brothers, Alhamdulillah, it's a blessing of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that He gave us tawfiq to sit for a few minutes in His remembrance. MashaAllah, as you know, many of the local brothers, I'm sure you don't need any introduction. Today was your local guest day. MashaAllah, the brothers were out into the neighborhood, visiting and inviting brothers towards the masjid. But MashaAllah, the masjids are packed. As they've mentioned, we're guests from out of town. But MashaAllah, we're very impressed with the community that we have here. MashaAllah, here and the other Abdul Masjid and the other masjid that we're in. MashaAllah, it really is, it's heartwarming and it's encouraging to see, MashaAllah, so many people coming in the masjid. And I'm sure you know the brothers that go out to visit you in your houses, and they come to our houses. And then they ask to sit down. The purpose here is not to listen to some long lecture or some fiery speech. It's to be reminded. It's a reminder. Just as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala ordered Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, وَذَكِّرْ. Why? فَإِنَّ ذِكْرَى تَنْفَعُ الْمُؤْمِنِينَ. O Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, you remind the people. Why? Because reminding benefits the believers. So the question is, what should we remind each other about? That, what should we have for iftari? Should we have biryani or should we have hamburgers? Or, where should we go for vacation after Eid? Or, what is how much money is due at the end of the month? We have to pay the bill. These are things that most of us were thinking about. But no, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us what to remind each other about. The very next ayat, وَمَا خَلَقْتُ الْجِنَّ وَالْإِنسَ إِلَّا لِيَعْبُدُونِ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, tell each other, remind each other about why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created us. Because sometimes we lose importance of that fact. We sometimes don't recognize that. Because here, especially in the Western world, we may think we are self-empowered, we can do whatever we want. But that's a deception, my dear brothers. We think, hey, I can go whatever I want, I can do whatever I want. But we don't realize that we are a creation. This chair is a creation. Somebody made this chair. Some carpenter, sat down, he cut this wood, he put this cloth on, he put some padding in. It's a creation. This chair is a creation. This mimbar is a creation. This masjid, mashallah, as I was told, I came earlier, that this is one of the first purpose-built masjids here in this area, mashallah, but it's still a creation. Someone made it. Someone designed it. If someone came here, in the 80s, right? They told me this masjid was built in the 80s. Let's say somebody was here in the 70s, and they used to walk by, and then they went overseas or whatever, and then they came back, and one day they saw this masjid, and they asked, hey, what happened? How did this masjid come into existence? They said, we were just sleeping one day, and one morning we got up, and the masjid was just here. Would you believe it? No. Because it takes planning, it takes an effort to bring something into existence, especially something as complex as a building such as this. So, when we examine the world around us, we see that there are things more complex, more purposeful, and they don't just come about by accident. And that's a reminder that there is a creator. Just as someone designed this building, it didn't just come about by itself. Someone designed me. Someone created me. That's something for us, hard for me to understand. Because we don't see Him. No one is seeing Allah. No one's they actually died and come back from death, hey, you know what happens? You know, when you're in the grave, this is what happens. Yes, Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Sadiq al-Masduq, the angel came to him and he told him this is what happens. He actually went and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala showed him these things, but no one here, you know, none of us know anybody who actually died and came back. I don't know, maybe you guys do, but we don't. So, because of the lack of direct first-hand knowledge, that's why we rely on the knowledge of the Anbiya Ikram. And because we don't see the effects of them immediately, we need to be reminded. That look, the world you see around you didn't just come about by accident. It wasn't poof. Someone made it. Someone designed it. And He is the best of planners. He is the best of designers. He is the best of creators. فَتَبَارَكَ اللَّهُ أَحْسَنُ الْخَالِقِينَ. Allah is the best of creators. So, because we don't see, these are all unseen things. That's why we need a reminder. That's why these brothers, they go to our houses and they come and sit us down for these weekly gatherings to remind us, to tell us, because we can see that, okay, if I need petrol in my car, I need to go and get some petrol. If I need to, if I need food in my fridge, I need to go and get some food, put it in the fridge. But we don't see that I need to put Iman in my heart. We don't go and make an effort for Iman. That's what these gatherings are. These are gatherings of Iman to increase our Iman. Because the common misconception that we have, and we, actually to be honest, not just us, this happened way back when the time Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam. In fact, the ayat that I shared with you, the ayat of Surah Hujurat, the incident was in Medina, some of the Bedouins, people that live out in the desert, they came to Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam and they said, قالت الأعراب آمنا. They came to Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam, oh, Messenger of Allah, we have become believers. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told the messenger to tell these Bedouins, قل لم تؤمنوا. No, you haven't become believers. ولكن قولوا أسلمنا. You have become Muslims, but you haven't become mu'min. ولما يدخل الإيمان في قلوبكم. So that's a common misconception we have. Look, I'm a Muslim, my father was a Muslim, my grandfather, my great-grandfather, they were all Muslims, alhamdulillah, so I don't need to make an effort on Iman. No. We need to make an effort on Iman. Yes, we can inherit Islam from our parents, but we cannot inherit Iman. If a husband and a wife, both are doctors, their son would not automatically become a doctor. He has to make an effort to become a doctor. Husband and wife, both are hafiz and hafizah. Their child, when he comes into this world, he doesn't automatically become a hafiz. He has to make an effort. So our children and us, we became Muslims, most of us, because our parents were Muslims. There was no effort involved. But there is an effort that needs for Iman to come into our hearts. And that is this effort here that our elders are asking us to do. To go out for 40 days and 4 months, to make an effort to increase Iman. Because Iman, and this is what this ayat tells us, that Iman is a quantitative thing. Islam is a legal term. It's yes or no, in or out, 1 or 0. Either you're in the masjid or out of the masjid. Either you're Muslim or not. If you say La ilaha illallah, Muhammad Rasulullah, you're a Muslim. Whether you're Fasiq, Fajr, or you're Waliullah, you're still a Muslim. If someone dies, he has 2 sons. One is a Waliullah, one is a complete Fasiq, Fajr. But according to the laws of inheritance, both will inherit equally. Because in Islam, they're both equal. Yes, in Iman they're different, and in Amal they're different, but in Islam they're both equal. So, what we need to do is to make an effort on Iman. Iman is the power that attracts Amal. And that it takes an effort. So this is what this effort is about. That, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us that, who are the true believers? We think we're believers. But, we don't have time for this. But, the whole surah is called Surah Al-Mu'minun. قَدْ أَفْلَحَ الْمُؤْمِنُونَ. The believers have succeeded. Well, who are they? الذين في صلاة خاشعون والذين عن اللغو معرضون والذين للزكاة فاعلون والذين لفروجهم حافظون. There's a whole list of things. Now, not just the Tablighi 6 numbers, but there's the 6 numbers here too. So there are characteristics of a true believer. So what we need to gauge ourselves by is, am I a believer or not? According to the criteria set by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. إِنَّمَا الْمُؤْمِنُونَ إِذَا ذُكِرَ اللَّهُ وَجِلَتْ قُلُوبُهُم وَإِذَا تُلِيَتْ عَلَيْهِمْ آيَاتُهُ زَادَتْهُمْ إِيمَانًا وَعَلَى رَبِّهِمْ يَتَوَكَّلُونَ. The true believers are those, when Allah is mentioned, their hearts tremble. And when the signs of Allah are shared with them, it increases them in Iman. And they're ones that rely on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That's what we need to do, my dear brothers. So all of us have Iman, alhamdulillah. Every Muslim has Iman. But the question is, how much Iman does he have? Iman is a quantitative thing. Imam Bukhari has a whole chapter on this phenomenon. Al-Iman yazid wa yanqus. Iman goes up, Iman goes down. When we're in the company of the pious, when we are, listening to the greatness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Iman goes up. When we are outside the company of the pious, we are in the company of other people, we're talking about dunya, Iman goes down. When Iman goes down, then Amal go down. One time Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, "Man qala la ilaha illallah, dakhala jannah." Whoever says la ilaha illallah will enter paradise. Abu Dharr radiallahu anhu was a Sahabi, he was listening to him, and he was surprised. He said, وَإِنْ زَنَا وَإِنْ سَرَقَ. He said, oh, Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, even if he's a thief and an adulterer, how can you enter paradise? He's an adulterer. Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, وَإِنْ زَنَا وَإِنْ سَرَقَ. Yes, even if he's a thief or an adulterer. Abu Dharr just wanted to clarify. He said, well, maybe I misheard. وَإِنْ زَنَا وَإِنْ سَرَقَ. He said, even if he's a thief and an adulterer, he's going to go to Jannah? How is that possible? Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, yes, وَإِنْ زَنَا وَإِنْ سَرَقَ. He asked the third time, وَإِنْ زَنَا وَإِنْ سَرَقَ, Ya Rasulullah. قال وإن زنا وإن سرق على رغم أنف أبي ذر. Yes, even if he's a thief, even if he's an adulterer, even if Abu Dharr doesn't like it, he'll enter Jannah. So what does that mean? That when someone is committing a sin, doesn't mean that Iman is gone. Doesn't mean he becomes a kafir. You become a kafir, then you commit a sin. No, Iman is there, but Iman is weak. And that Iman is not strong enough to protect us from the wrong things. It's just like, young guys, you go, you work out in the gym, so you come out with Arnold Schwarzenegger body. So you have life, you're young, you're healthy. Somebody who's dying, is at his deathbed, he has cancer, he has the last few breaths, he's also alive, he has life. They both have life. They both are alive, but it's a different level of life. It's a different level of energy. Both have something, but the quantity is different. Someone has, let's see, I have $1 in my pocket. I want to buy a car. I go to a car dealership, and it says, well, how much is it? Oh, it costs $10,000. I said, oh, $10,000? I said, oh, you have money? I said, yeah, I have money. I have $1, but do I have enough to get what I want? The car costs $10,000. So I have enough, but I have some, but not enough to get what I want. So, fulus mawjood, but not fulus matloob. Hayat mawjood, but not hayat matloob. So similarly, we have Iman mawjood. All of us have Iman. There's a certain level of Iman all of us have. For example, just to understand, let's say there's a range, a scale from 0 to 100. That all of us, if you want, you can put a number on each one of our heads. 1, 10, 20, 30, 76, 40, whatever. Everyone can have a number on. And that number will fluctuate according to the situation that he's in. I may get up, inshallah, we're in Jamaat and mashallah, my Iman is in the 80s now. I go outside and I hear all this ghibat and I hear all this lying, I hear all this other stuff, Iman goes down to the 30s. For example, I'm just giving you a range. So the question that arises is, how much Iman do I need? What is Iman matloob? For example, if the car costs $10,000, I need $10,000. So the car guy asked me, do you have money? I said, yeah, I have money, but I don't have enough to get what I want. So similarly, we have Iman, but how much Iman do we need? Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, may Allah, help us to follow in his footsteps. He said, "Man qala la ilaha illallah mukhlisan dakhala jannah." Whoever says la ilaha illallah with sincerity, with ikhlas, will enter Jannah. So the Sahaba Ikram were practical people. They weren't pseudo-intellectuals, armchair, like we are. They were practical people. They said, well, how do I know if my Iman is mukhlis? They said, مَا خَلَاسُهَا يَا رَسُولَ اللَّهِ. Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said that your Iman should stop you from haram. That's the criteria. So that's what all of us need to examine ourselves. Is my Iman stopping my eyes from looking at haram? Is my Iman stopping my tongue from saying haram things, from lying, backbiting, ghibah? Is my Iman stopping my ears from listening to haram? Is my Iman stopping my hands from going to the bad websites? Is my Iman stopping my feet from going to the wrong places? I don't know. If it is, then alhamdulillah. That means Iman is at the level where it is stopping me from doing these bad things. Because it is the strength of that Iman that is stopping me. But if Iman is low, and if I am committing these things, that is a sign that the Iman is weak. Iman is there. It's not like we become kafirs. Iman is there, but not enough Iman. So we need to do something about it. Just as if you need some money, you go to the bank or you work, whatever, you get some money. If you need, for example, if you need to put a petrol into the car, you're going from here to London, and there's petrol in the car, but the light's coming on, you have to fill up, you have to top up. So it's there, but not enough to get to your destination. So similarly, what do? We go stop at the petrol pump, to the gas station, we fill up and we go. But where are you going to get Iman? Where are you going to go and buy? You go to Asda or Walmart, hey, give me $10 worth of Iman. Or fill up at a gas station, hey, fill me up today. I need a top up. No, my dear brothers. These are the gatherings of Iman. These are مذكر إن الذكرى تنفع المؤمنين. Why nafa? Because it helps increase their Iman. When Iman is increased, then amal come automatically. MashaAllah, you see all these brothers sitting and reading Quran, MashaAllah. And how is that possible? Why? Because they come and they know the benefit of doing these things. But when the Iman is weak, then it's harder to do Iman. It's harder to do amal. Let's say some person has to go to work at 3 a.m. So you know that if I go, I'm going to get paid $100, for example. So that person is going to get up at 2 o'clock, he's going to get a shower, he's going to get ready, he's going to be at work at 2:55. Because he knows if I'm late, I have to punch in before 3 o'clock. So it's the Iman of the worldly things that check the money that he's getting, is taking him out of bed. It's cold. I know here it's been cold recently. So he gets him out of bed, he gets in the car, and he goes to work. But that same person who said, you tell him you get up with the hajjus at 3 o'clock. Will he get up? Maybe. It's the same action. He has to get out of bed. But what is the strength? What is the motivation that's getting him out of bed? It's the Iman. What is he getting? That is an effort required, my dear brothers. That's why we ask you, our brothers here, they say go for 4 months, go for 40 days. Go, why? To make an effort on Iman. When Iman is increased, inshallah, when you're out in the path of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, your amal will increase. You get in the routine of, inshallah, doing your tasbihat, reading your tilawat, and inviting towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, talking about the greatness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. When you say these things, as Iman increases, when you come back and you stay connected with the masjid, then inshallah your amal will increase. When you go home, you talk to your wife, you talk to your children, you'll have your amal in your house. When you have amal in your house, you have peace and tranquility and barakat in your house. Otherwise, there's tension and problems in the house. Why? Because deen is not there. Anyway, that's just one reason. But the main reason this effort of da'wah is there is actually we were sent to invite others towards Islam. There's two types of da'wah. Da'wah al-Iman, da'wah al-Islam. This, what the brothers are doing now, is da'wah al-Iman. This is what the mu'mins do Muslims do to each other. As Umar said, Ya Mu'adh, ijlis bina nu'min sa'atan. What is that? That's Muslim talking to Muslims. Ta'al nujaddid imanana. Let's refresh our iman. Let's increase our iman. So this, people say, where did you get this? Oh no, the Sahaba did this. And so why are you coming to my house? I'm a Muslim. Go to some non-Muslim's house. No, this is da'wat al-Iman. But the actual responsibility of this ummah was da'wat al-Islam. وَكَذَلِكَ جَعَلْنَاكُمْ أُمَّةً وَسَطًا. Why? لِتَكُونُوا شُهَدَاءَ عَلَى النَّاسِ. That was the purpose of this ummah. We were sent actually to go and invite others toward Islam, to show them the beauty of Islam, and to invite them to and take them out of their darkness. يُخْرِجُهُمْ مِنَ الظُّلُمَاتِ إِلَى النُّورِ. This is the light of Iman. That was our responsibility, my dear brothers. But because we neglected that, because we were so far from there, we had to do da'wat al-Iman first just to get people up to up to par. And then we can go, inshallah, and do da'wat al-Islam. And I'll just finish with this. The reward for doing this is great. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given this ummah, we are fortunate, we are blessed to be in the ummah of Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Jannat is haram, all the other ummahs, until this ummah goes. أُرْضَتْ عَلِي الْأُمَمْ فَرَأَيْتُ النَّبِيَّ مَعَهُ رَجُلٌ رَأَيْتُ النَّبِيَّ مَعَهُ رَجُلَانِ. Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam saying, I saw in the day of judgment that the different ummahs that were there. There was one Nabi with only a few people. There was one Nabi with nobody. One Nabi with one or two people. فَإِذَا هُوَ سَوَادٌ عَظِيمٌ. Then I saw that there was a big, huge crowd. فَظَنَنْتُ أَنَّهُمْ أُمَّتِي. I thought, this is my ummah. فَقِيلَ لِي هَذَا مُوسَى أُمُّهُ. I said, no, this is Musa and his ummah. فَقِيلَ لِي أُنظُرُ الْأُفُقِ. I said, look at the horizon. فَإِذَا هُوَ سَوَادٌ عَظِيمٌ. وَأُنظُرُ الْأُفُقِ الْآخَرِ فَإِذَا هُوَ سَوَادٌ عَظِيمٌ. So look at the horizon. There was a huge crowd. And so look at the other horizon. The huge crowd. He said, هَذَا أُمَّتُكَ. This is your ummah. He said, 80 out of 120 rows of people in Jannah will be from this ummah. Why? Because we have two responsibilities, my dear brother. I have to pray, I have to fast, I have to take care of my wife, my children, my elderly parents. I have to pay the bills, I have to take care of my neighbors. Yes, we have to do all that. Nobody's absolving us of that responsibility. But in addition to that, I have to worry about the 1.3 billion people in China. I have to worry about 200 million people in Brazil. I have to worry about 320 million people in the USA. Who is going to go to them? So Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, in order to explain the value of this gift Allah has given us, he gave an example. He said, مَثَلُكُمْ مَثَلِ الَّذِينَ خَوْا مِنْ قَبْلِكُمْ كَمَثَلِ رَجُلٍ اسْتَعْمَلَ عُمَّالًا. He said, your example, you meaning Nabi addressing Sahaba Ikram and addressing the ummah, and addressing us. Your example, and the example of those that went before you, the ummahs that went before us, is the example of a man who hired a laborer, who hired some work. Let's say you're doing some work here, you need to build a wall. You hire someone to build a wall. من طلوع الشمس إلى نصف النهار على قيراط. From sunrise until the Zohar time, until midday. For qirat. Qirat, think of it as a dirham, dinar, think of it as one currency. Think of it, let's say $100. So you hire somebody from sunrise nowadays is what? 5 o'clock? Let's say for example. 5 o'clock to midday is what? 1 o'clock? So 5 o'clock to 1 o'clock, that's 8 hours. So you hire someone for 8 hours, $100. So just for understanding's sake. So 100 divided by 8, that'll be $12.5. Example, approximately. ثم استعمل رجل من نصف النهار إلى صلاة العصر على قيراط. Then you hire somebody else from midday until Salat al-Asr. Same price, $100. Now the second guy is working less. He starts at 1, he finishes Asr now, what? We prayed 7:45? Let's say even 1 at a time starts. 7? So from 1 to 7 he's working 6 hours. But he's at the same price. He's making more money per hour than the first guy. ثم استعمل رجل صلاة العصر إلى مغرب الشمس على قيراطين. Then he hires number 3. From Asr to Maghrib, 7 o'clock to 9 o'clock. Double the price, $200. He's working 2 hours for $100, for $200. He's making $100 an hour. The other guy is making only $12 an hour. Why? Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam says, Ha antum, you, us, we are that ummah. We have double the reward and less work. Because our lives are opposite ummah to this ummah, the age of this ummah is 60, 70 years. Ummah before, the Nuh alayhi salam, فَلَبِثَ فِيهِمْ أَلْفَ سَنَةٍ إِلَّا 50 عَامًا. 950 years, and Nuh alayhi salam just given da'wah. People had centuries old, they lived for centuries. But their job was just to learn ibadat. Our time is less, 60, 70 years, but our responsibility is more. I don't have to do just me, I have to worry about others. That's why our pay is double. That's why our reward is double. That's why, inshallah, the Jannah is there for us before we go to Jannah for others. But we have to do this effort, my dear. We have to work collectively as a team. Not just one person going there, one person going there. We work as a team. Just as somebody, and I'll just finish with this, just as somebody left his house to come invite us towards Deen. Right? Many of us here, mashallah, may Allah give a jazai khair to our elders, Hafiz Patel Sahib and all these others, mashallah, were gone. Haji Abdul Wahab Sahib and Hazrati and all these, Mullah Palampuri, may Allah enlighten their graves. They came and they invited us, and some through their efforts, alhamdulillah, we see in the Western world, the huge masjid, mashallah. I'm still, mashallah, impressed. I'm still awed. My son is also with me in Jamaat, and I told him, where do you find this? Mashallah. But it didn't just come about by accident. It's an effort, continuous effort. 40, 50 years ago, somebody would have told you that, hey, you'd have all these masjids here, the maktab here, for 800 children, this big building would be too small, it's not even enough for that. They would say, oh, you're kidding. You're joking. It's not possible. How is that possible? But no, if the effort is there, the results come there. But even go beyond that. This is, we are immigrants who came, the last maybe a few generations ago. But our forefathers, they were not Muslims. Maybe 10 to 15 generations ago, our forefathers from India, Pakistan, same area, they were not Muslims. They were Hindus. But someone left his house and his family. And back then, mashallah, 2, 3 wives, 10, 12 kids. At least now we have 1 wife and 2 kids, and we're afraid to leave our houses. They left their whole responsibilities, but they came to us. They came to our forefathers centuries ago. They left their house. They said, "I have to go because these people are worshiping idols. They don't know what's going to happen to them after they die. I have to go and tell them." And he left his house, wherever he was, Allah Kawali, wherever he left his house, from Yemen, Saudi, Jordan, wherever, we don't even know where they came from. But they came to our forefathers in India. And they said, look, what you are worshiping is wrong. These idols can't do anything. There's a creator and you can't see him. His name is Allah. And he wants you to live this way, your life this way. And when you die, there's another life coming, and that life is eternal. So our forefathers said, yes, that makes sense. So they became Muslim. When they became Muslim, their children became Muslim, their grandchildren, great-grandchildren, and now, alhamdulillah, we are sitting here in the Western country, we're just reading Quran, reading Tarawih, mashallah. I'm sure this masjid is full. So all the good that has been done for the last few generations is now on the account of that one individual who left his house. We don't even know his name. He's dead. He's definitely dead. But all the Quran that you are reading now, all the Quran, the prayers, the fasting, the hajj, the sadaqah, everything that you did, your parents did, your grandfathers did, and inshallah your children are doing, you're becoming hafiz, alim, mufti, all the khair that you see here, all is on the account of that one individual. We don't even know who he is. So as you, my dear brothers, the field is open. 1.3 billion people in China, they're waiting for you. 200 million people in Brazil are waiting for you. At least 310 million people in America are waiting for you to come and tell them. And that is an account waiting for you. We'll die. We all have to die. But do something before you die. When you die, at least you can say, okay, at least I was a mean hidayat for somebody, and that account will be running even when you're dead. That's how we ask you to make intentions. MashaAllah, those brothers who spend 4 months, we ask you to make your intentions to go overseas. MashaAllah, it's your Jamaat. I just met the brother, in that other masjid where we're staying. The brother came in Jamaat to Chicago. We're from Chicago. He came in 1985. I don't know if he met my father, but he probably met my father's generation. And through the effort of your efforts, they came, they talked to our elders. So their elders, they talked to their children. Now children, their children. MashaAllah, all is their account. So those brothers who spend 4 months, please make an intention to go all off the world. They're waiting for you. Alhamdulillah, we have the suhul, we have the opportunities. Alhamdulillah, we have the supporting cast here. Even if you go for 40 days, 4 months, alhamdulillah, there's people here. There's Nana, Dada, Chacha, looking after your family. Many people that left before, they, the wives and the children, they were waiting, but they were very patient, and due to their sacrifice, deen spread. So first, Sheila, I would ask those who spend 4 months, please give your intention to go overseas. Who's ready, inshallah? Those who spend 4 months, please give your names to go overseas. MashaAllah.